Heavyweight fighter Michael Hunter believes that Dillian Whyte needs to take it easy and not fight Alexander Povetkin in an immediate rematch. Explains why. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Cash app, the Patreon family. We working. Now, Michael Hunter, he weighed in on Dillian Whyte, who showed videos of him training. He really should be like resting right now. Usually there's a ban where you're supposed to take it easy after brutal knockouts in combat sports, but who knows what they're doing over there in the UK. Now, there was an interview with Sky Sports, and this is what Michael Hunter had to say. He says, as far as technique, he is made to fight Dillian Whyte, and that's how it went. I call it like I see it. If Dillian Whyte has the right mindset and carries it all the way through until he fights Povetkin, then he would definitely beat him. Then there would be a trilogy. I was surprised that Dillian dropped Povetkin in the first few rounds. Then he was more surprised with that than Povetkin actually knocking him out. He goes on to say there will always be because he got knocked out. So that's always going to be a thought in Dillian Whyte's mind. That's not to say he can't put a band-aid on it or be stronger than before, but it is a wound. It's an open wound. Depending on his energy, depending on how healed he is from the situation, I think it's a little too soon for him to have a rematch. I think it would be a good idea to take some time off. He can fight. He could get that fight back. He has enough clout and notoriety to fight another fight, get mentally strong, let the wounds heal, then go back to war with Povetkin. End quote. End quote. Funny thing is, new media, we control the narrative. This is exactly what I've been telling you guys. Listen, when I give my boxing dissertations and assessments, it's nothing personal. It's always business. Like, I'm not making a personal choice or this and that. I'm just telling you what I see. And this is something that I've had much success with on YouTube. Just being truthful, forthcoming, giving my honest thoughts rather than, look to cater to anything rather than the truth. And I've been very consistent. When you get knocked out like that, you're supposed to rest. That's just what it is. There's people who've been knocked out pretty bad, but not necessarily that bad. And I gave them the same advice. Amir Khan, I remember when Danny Garcia knocked him out, another British fighter. And when Danny Garcia knocked him out, he was still on his feet, keep in mind. He was badly hurt. It was a rightful stoppage. I had no problem with the stoppage. Kenny Bayless did a good job in that fight. Danny Garcia dropped him maybe 4 times. He was badly hurt, concussed. Get him out of there. No problem with the stoppage. But Amir Khan, he left Freddie Roach and then he got with Virgil Hunter. So that took some time, that transition. And then he brought up a guy to 140 that normally was fighting at 135 who wasn't the biggest puncher. New trainer, time off, bad knockout, where you in your previous fight. That's what you're supposed to do. Dillian Whyte, I'm not going to give him a bunch of credit. Like, people are like, oh, it's the warrior way and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff. There's a difference between foolishness and courageous and just being and showing bravery. Like, if somebody's trying to rob a bank and then you try to stop him and you have no weapon on you, you're not trained for this type of situation, and you try to stop him hand to hand and they have a gun, is that bravery or is that stupidity? If I go to a busy freeway and interstate and it's 4-lane traffic, high speeds, cars traveling at high speeds, 75 miles and up, big Mack trucks and semis and cars darting by, and I'm running across traffic, does that make me brave because I'm, running through traffic, trying to dodge and, play chicken with the cars? Doesn't really make me brave. It makes me an idiot for doing it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to save fighters from themselves. Like Dillian Whyte, he has to do all this. It's just not in his best interest to. It's one thing to have an instant rematch or an immediate rematch, but usually rematch clauses. I don't know how it's set up in his contract. I haven't looked at that. I don't know how much they anticipated possibly losing to Povetkin, but on paper, I knew that this was a reality and a potential. Usually, you have 6, 8, 12 months, something like that, to do a rematch. So why the big rush? He already lost the mandatory spot. The WBC, they've already been on record saying that now, since he lost, he doesn't have the mandatory slot to fight Wilder Fury winner. So they're saying Wilder Fury 3 could happen December, February. So it's too late for that. So you might as well rest up, spend time with the family, stay in somewhat of shape, and then fight him later. That's just how I look at it. You've already lost your spot. You can't reverse it. We all seen the knockout. It went viral, and then Sky Sports went behind on people's Instagram like mine and tried to flag and copyright all the people who posted that. So, the UK can try to act like it didn't happen, but the reality is it did. Dillian Whyte lived it. He went through it. And fighting the same guy again, that's one thing. And that's dangerous in itself. But to fight him in this year, that's just madness. And if the UK really cares about their fighters and the commissions, the BBBFC and whoever else, they should really look into it, because you can maim a fighter permanently, ruin their whole career off of one wrong judgment, call, bad judgment call, whatever you want to call it, and that could be it. It could be kaput. So I agree with Michael Hunter. I said it, before Michael Hunter and Frank Warren and different people who are coming out. It's just, you should rest. You really should rest 6, 8 months minimum, maybe even a year. That was a bad knockout. It was a one-punch, singular, bad one-hitter, quitter, walk-off knockout. I don't care if he's 41. That's what happened. And he showed power through his whole career. You got caught. I understand being a competitor, wanting to, prove it to yourself and the fans, but you still got to be sensible. You still got to concentrate and, come correct and come when you're replenished. So, I don't listen. I'm not here to baby Dillian Whyte. He can do whatever he wants. He can fight him in 2 weeks if he wants to fight him. I'm just giving you my opinion, just like Michael Hunter. Obviously, he's hell-bent on the rematch. Eddie Hearn ain't going to try to stop him. He's going to try to make some money off of it and, sell it as like the rematch of the century. So it'll probably happen. I'm just giving you my opinion. So if something bad happens in the fight, or if he loses and then he's considered a David Price level domestic guy, this is the type of fight. It's a do or die fight. Simply put, he must win. So I agree with what Michael Hunter is saying. I've said what Michael Hunter is saying. Povetkin's going to be more confident. I don't know what the rematch calls for, but if I was Povetkin, you travel to Eddie's Garden, where you probably wouldn't got a fair shake if this was a fight, judged on scorecards and it made it to 12 rounds. So I would make Dillian Whyte, you want the rematch so bad, in 2 weeks or 2 months or whatever, come to Russia, come to Siberia, come to Moscow. That's what I would do. Play ball. But Povetkin, I know he's going to be confident. He knows he has the power to hurt you. Dillian Whyte, we don't know what kind of lingering effects or doubts or caution he's now going to have. He was knocked out before by Anthony Joshua, but this knockout was even worse because he was like literally knocked out. And the Joshua fight, he got hurt and Joshua was trying to figure out a way to close the show. This Povetkin was just like, the light went off, just boom, out of nowhere. Boom, you never know, huh? You never know. So a little bit different scenario, and he's a little bit older than whenever he was during the Anthony Joshua fight. So do or die fight, must win. We'll see what happens. We'll see if it gets cleared and made, if the doctors make it. It's just something Dillian Whyte should really consider, or the people, family members, loved ones, you should really consider it. Again, I understand revenge. I understand being a competitor, but this was just a nasty spill. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me and Michael Hunter saying that it's probably a bit too soon to come back right then and there? Like, this is not even Joshua Ruiz. You know, Joshua Ruiz, he was still on his feet. Wilder Fury, he was still on his feet. Wilder Fury 3 has had more time, and Wilder wasn't even knocked out like that. Dillian Whyte was knocked out, butt on the canvas, unconscious, until the ref rolled him over, and he's talking about fighting. It's just such a nasty, devastating knockout, and you know, you don't know. You might damage yourself, where you don't know how you can take a punch from this point out, you know. But Dillian Whyte will learn the hard way, like most fighters who don't retire on time or, you know, make bad decisions and judgment calls. So we'll see how it plays out. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, is Ego signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.